Task 8 talks about operating as a representative in terms of the FAIS Act. Task 8 has 12 qualifying criteria. Let's look at Task 8, Qualifying Criteria 5. Describe the purpose and requirements of the Register of Representatives. Here we have an illustration of an FSP and its components. We want to describe the purpose and requirements of the Register of Representatives. We are going to look at Section 1 of the FAIS Act that defines a representative, and then Section 13 of the FAIS Act that deals with the qualifications of representatives and duties and/or responsibilities of the FSP in relation to the Register of Representatives. First, let's look at Section 1 of the FAIS Act and the definition of a representative. Here we have an illustration of an FSP and its components, being the representatives, key individuals who render financial services to the clients; compliance officer, who oversee and/or assist the FSP to comply with the FAIS Act and all its subordinate legislations at all times; administration function, or also known as the back office work, that does not fall under the functions defined as rendering of the financial services. We are going to focus on the representative as defined in Section 1 of the FAIS Act. The definition per Section 1 of the FAIS Act states, representative means any person including a person employed or mandated by such first mentioned person who renders a financial service to a client for or on behalf of a financial services provider, in terms of conditions of employment or any other mandate, but excludes a person rendering clerical, technical, back office work, administrative, legal, accounting, or other service in a subsidiary or subordinate capacity, which service A. does not require judgment on the part of the latter person, or B. does not lead a client to any specific transaction in respect of a financial product in response to general inquiries. Let's break this down and make it a bit easier to understand. A representative is any person who is employed or mandated by the FSP, but also includes a person who is employed or mandated by the person that is employed or mandated by the FSP. A representative renders a financial service on behalf of the FSP based on the terms of employment and/or mandate. A person is not a representative if he or she provides only clerical, technical, administrative, legal, accounting, or other services that do not require judgment or lead to financial products transaction in response to a general inquiry. It is important to note that representatives can do and perform certain admin tasks, and therefore they still are representatives. What needs to be considered is if a person only does or performs admin-related activities, then they are not a representative. But as soon as that person provides and/or gives any advice on a financial product to a client, then they are considered to be a representative, even if the advice arose while they were doing administrative tasks on behalf of the client or the FSP. Lastly, we look at Section 13 of the FAIS Act. Here we have an illustration of an FSP that is made up of the FSP, the key individuals who are effectively in charge of the FSP, and then you, the viewer, as a representative. The representatives provide or gives the financial advice or render services to the client. The key individuals are in charge and oversee the work of the representatives. We then have a compliance officer who is effectively there to watch over and monitor if the FSP complies with the FAIS Act. Let's now specifically look at the representative. Section 13 of the FAIS Act deals with representatives and then later deals with the FSP itself. A person may not act as a representative of the FSP unless before rendering financial services to a client, the representative should have confirmation certified by the FSP that the representative has a signed contract and/or mandate to represent and act on behalf of the FSP. The FSP accepts responsibility and is liable for the activities of the representative within the scope of the contract and/or mandate. A person may not act as a representative of the FSP unless the representative meets the fit and proper requirements. A person may not act as a representative of the FSP if he or she was debarred, unless he or she has complied with the requirements of registrar to be reinstated. Remember that the registrar, commissioner, and authority are interchangeable concepts that all refer to the same body of the FSCA. A person acting as a representative must not render financial services or contracts in the name of anyone else other than that of the FSP they are a representative of. Now we look at the FSP and its duties with regards to its representatives and respective key individuals. The FSP must be satisfied at all times that the representatives and key individuals of these representatives are competent, comply and meet the fit and proper requirements, and if they were debarred, then they have complied with the requirements of the registrar or commissioner to be reinstated. The FSP is to take steps to ensure that the representatives comply with the Code of Conduct and all other applicable laws. We now take a look at the duties and responsibilities of the FSP with regards to maintaining a register of its representatives, commonly called the Rep Register. The FSP must maintain a register of representatives and key individuals of these representatives. This register is to include the name of the representative and key individual of the representative, business address of the representative and key individual of the representative. If the representative acts as an employee or mandated representative of the FSP, specify the subcategories and products the representative is contracted or mandated to render financial service on. The FSP is to regularly update this register and make it available for inspection to the registrar. It is important to note that registrar and commissioner are referring to the same body. The FSP is to update the register within 5 days of being informed and/or notified of a debarment of a representative or key individual. The FSP must update this register by removing the name from its representative register. The registrar is to maintain and publish a central register of representative and key individuals. The registrar and the FSP will compare each other's registers to ensure that the information is aligned and correct. Let's look at some questions to test what you have learned. Question 1. How often should the representative register be updated by the FSP? A. Every month. B. Biannually. C. Within 15 days of any changes to the representative's fit and proper circumstances. D. As soon as there are any changes to the representative's fit and proper circumstances. Pause the video here and have a think about the answer. Hopefully it's easy enough if you have gone through the material. The answer is option C. Within 15 days of any changes to the representative's fit and proper circumstances. Question 2. Which of the following statements is false in respect to the representative's register? A. The FSP must have a register of all representatives and key individuals employed or mandated by the FSP. B. The representative's register must be updated every 30 days and sent to the FSCA. C. Updates to the representative's register include any changes in the fit and proper circumstances of either representative or key individual, and these changes are D. If a representative or key individual is no longer employed by an FSP, then the individual must be removed from the list completely. Pause the video here and have a think about the answer. Remember, we are looking for the statement that is false. It is important to remember to reason out the options. Some of the answers are not straightforward. Did you get option B as the statement that is false? As we have already mentioned, the representative register must be updated within 15 days of any changes to the representative's fit and proper circumstances, therefore making 30 days incorrect. It is important to learn from other options, so when answering future questions, you are prepared for the type of options and language that is used. Question 3. When does an individual have to register as a representative? A. If she renders financial services on behalf of a licensed FSP. B. If she renders admin services on behalf of a licensed FSP. C. If she is appointed as a personal assistant to representative of a licensed FSP. D. If she is appointed as the training manager of the licensed FSP. Pause the video here and have a think about the answer. The correct answer is option A. If she renders a financial service on behalf of a licensed FSP, then they would need to register as a representative. Question 4. When must an FSP update the registers after a representative ceases or stops to render financial services under supervision? A. Within 15 days. B. After 15 days. C. Exactly 15 days. D. Around 15 days. Pause the video here and have a think about the answer. Hopefully this was easy. The correct answer is option A. Within 15 days. Question 5. Which of the following changes in the circumstances of representatives or key individuals must be recorded in the register? 1. Change of name. 2. Address. 3. Promotions. 4. Bonuses received. A. Option 1 and 3. B. Options 2 and 4. C. Option 1 and 2. D. Option 4 only. Pause the video here and have a think about the answer. The answer is C. Question 6. A representative register must contain the following information. 1. Business address. 2. Personal details of the representative. 3. Key individual details. 4. Whether the representative is an employee or mandate. 5. Categories and subcategories of financial services the representative is competent on. You need to select the correct option, either A, B, C, or D. Pause the video here and have a think about the answer. The correct answer is C. Therefore, all the information shown should be included in the representative register. You must remember to use the questions as a learning opportunity, as different questions give you a different perspective and offer alternatives that you may not pick up from the legislation. So let's go through a final overview of what has been covered. We have covered the representative register and when this should be updated. We hope you enjoyed the video and learnt a lot. Please make sure to check out our other RE videos.